Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to the Saturday after Friday night Smackdown review. This show was dog shit. I feel bad for all of my European friends who stayed up until 3 a.m. to watch this horse shit of a show. This is probably the worst SmackDown since the WrestleMania. I cannot believe how absolutely bored out of my mind was this. We are doing this straight, one shot, no notes, didn't even give a damn about anything that's been happening. We're gonna get through this. We start off with with a fucking tag match between Damian Priest, LA Knight, against Jay and Fatu. Who the fuck cares? Why are we having 3 out of 4 people fight the night before when they're supposed to fight? What is this shit? And again, Drew McIntyre was a fucking afterthought. Drew, WWE doesn't like you. I know you ain't. You probably will never ever watch this video, but I'm telling you right now, WWE does not respect you. They don't like you. They don't appreciate you. You were a fucking afterthought. 3 of the 4 people that were gonna fight in a match on the next pay-per-view the next night, and you weren't there. You had to come off at the end. You came off at the end. You're a fart in a 4-man tag. In a 4-man fatal 4-way. You're a fart, man. You're gonna be forgotten. The best thing about that you did was that promo at the end, calling the absolute absurdity that Damian Priest is still somehow in this fucking picture. You are absolutely right that Priest is whined and bitched his way into a fatal 4-way, just like Rhea Ripley, just like Becky Lynch, just like Hulk Hogan. What the fuck is going on? Drew McIntyre literally beat Damian Priest at WrestleMania, literally won the number 1 contenders match, and you're still putting Priest in a fatal 4-way match. Why? It should literally just be Drew versus Fatu. That's it. That's it. But Drew McIntyre is a fart in the wind. Who gives a shit? Good on him for doing his promo, but this entire show was dog shit, and it started off with a stupid tag match between 3 of the 4 people. You weren't even important enough to at least cause a DQ or something. You literally came at the end of the match. Drew, get your money and get the fuck out. That's all I can say. We're gonna move on. Next, we have let me check the little chicken scratch notes that I took of this damn show. We have R-Truth, a little promo supporting John Cena. Who cares? I think R-Truth has been used past the point of usability just because it's not funny anymore. Now it just seems sad. Okay, the show is not good enough to have comedic moments, and as much as R-Truth did everything he could, and he was funny, and he is like a worker, and he's been there a long time, it's not good enough. It's not good enough to elevate any kind of levity into this. So, stop it, okay? Why don't you actually fight in a match instead of being comedic? Well, how about that, Truth? How about you actually get in the ring and wrestle instead of being a comedy? How about that? Next, we have yet another reminder of how absolutely the crowd does not give a shit about Zelina Vega. We have, again, Zelina Vega and the Secret Harvest against Piper Nevins and Chelsea Green when they had a little promo about setting up a tag match. And they go ahead and waste Alexa Bliss's return to team up with Zelina Vega. The only reason they did that was to somewhat kind of help Zelina Vega get over, and it still failed. Zelina Vega, I don't understand how she can withstand the embarrassment when she comes out, not only to no Titantron video, she doesn't have any kind of Titantron video for herself. She also uses the Smackdown theme music. I'm supposed to believe Zelina Vega is this champion, is somebody to care about when she doesn't even have her own entrance. She uses the Smackdown's music theme, and she doesn't even have a video. When this girl comes out of the apron, and she walks down, the crowd is dead. In fact, the crowd was dead this entire night until finally we get John Cena at the end. But we'll get there. We gotta wade through all this shit first. Zelina Vega had Alexa Bliss in her corner, and it was still dog shit. I cannot believe that Zelina Vega can actually go toe to toe with a woman like Piper Nevins. Piper Nevins is a BBW. Zelina Vega is the size of a flea. She probably comes up to my waist, and I'm not a tall dude. I'm 5'8". She's oh god, I cannot believe that they still putting these two people together like there's something. Zelina is not over. She's the champion, but as I've mentioned many times before, the belt doesn't make the wrestler makes the belt. And if the wrestler is bad, it's not over, the champion belt means nothing. And that's exactly what this champion belt means. How the fuck does Zelina come out every day and not feel any kind of embarrassment when nobody cheers for her? And the only reason the crowd gave a little bit of modicum of care was because Alexa Bliss was there. And Alexa Bliss did nothing either. This was her return. Finally, we're going to get her back. And the match was lackluster. What was good about this match? I mentioned this before with the women matches, but they just look bad. They're slow. I don't know if you would categorize it as a botch, but you can see them calling stuff out. You can see them preparing for the moves that's going to happen. And again, no one is going to make me believe that Zelina Vega can go toe-to-toe with Piper Nevins. Piper Nevins just needs to smack her one, and she's done. Piper Nevins got weight and height on her. The fuck are you talking about? They still pick up the win, I guess, if I remember correctly. Because, of course, they're not going to have Zelina lose because it would just show that she's a terrible champion. And on top of that, she's tagged with Alexa Bliss. And they're not going to have Alexa lose after her first return back. You know, she's not going to lose the match. Chelsea Green, this is the shit that happened with me with social media. It happened with me with Resident Evil 8 and Lady Demetress. It happened with me and Rhea Ripley. It happened with me and Chelsea Green is another one. Social media lies to you. Social media let me believe that these women can actually wrestle. They can't. They fucking can't. It's fucking tiring, bro. This 50-50 booking does not make sense. Zelina Vega would not be able to go toe-to-toe with Piper Nevins. Forget Piper Nevins and Chelsea Green. And Chelsea Green, Chelsea Green came out yet again, and the crowd was dead. No, the crowd was shit tonight. The crowd was just there. I hope all of them enjoyed spending whatever ridiculous amount of money they had to do in the Nutter Museum in the heartland of America, as they like to call it, in Dayton, Ohio. I hope they all enjoyed wasting their money to see the only best part of the match of the entire show was Cena and Randy. A little fucking promo that took 10 minutes. I don't know how much it was to watch that shit, but $2 would have been too much already for this show. So Alexa and Zelina win. Zelina is still not over. She comes out to none of her custom music. The crowd does not give a shit. This has happened ever since WrestleMania. No one cares about Zelina Vega. And so Alexa and putting her with Alexa Bliss, what was that for? Because it did nothing. It did nothing. As we move on, we have Santos Escobar and Los Garza attack Rey Fenix. I don't know why it's the same thing with Zelina Vega. They keep putting them against people, and this feud just doesn't work because nobody cares a shit. They just keep putting the luchadors against the luchadors. Give us somebody new. Show us a difference of styles. Luchador with a wrestler. Don't put me against a wrestler, a luchador against a luchador, and the same fucking luchadors. Didn't WWE just sign AAA? Why don't you start getting some people from AAA into the main roster? Why not? You do that with fucking Roxanne and Julia. With Io and Rhea, why don't you fucking bring some luchadors so we can actually have some luchadors, some difference. Fucking Rey Fenix and Los Garza again. Get out of here. And then we go to fucking Charlotte Flair. I'm going to say right now, I told my homeboy, Psycho, shout out to you, Psycho, out there. If you're listening, I told my boy Psycho, hey, for what it's worth, Charlotte Flair can get it. I think Charlotte Flair is an attractive woman. Her face absolutely got changed a few faces back, whatever, but I think Charlotte Flair can still get it. But that's the only thing she can get, because the heat and the absolute uncaring that she had, Charlotte Flair is just keep on showing and being a prime example of how nepotism gets you kind of far. But nepotism can never substitute actual talent or actual likability. No one gave a shit about Charlotte Flair coming out. Okay, she looked good. I mean, I liked her outfit. I think Charlotte Flair is an attractive woman, but that's it. She literally came out and the crowd was just quiet. They didn't care. They only got a little bit riled up when she started insulting them and calling herself the greatest and all this, and they said boo, whatever. But if you notice, the crowd didn't boo for long. They just said boo and stayed quiet. So that's not even good heat. Charlotte Flair doesn't even have good heel heat. She has go away heat. She has the heat where people just want her to leave. People don't even like to hate her. They just want her gone. That's terrible heat, especially for a heel. And now I guess she's pivoting into accepting and being a heel, but no one wants her. So even being a heel sucks because nobody likes her. They didn't boo her enough. What are you talking? And on top of that, she had to insult them to get some kind of reaction. And even then, the reactions were just, okay, yeah, you say something, we respond, and then that's it. And then, of course, I don't know what happened. I don't know if it was Charlotte's problem. I don't know if it was but that promo was absolute dog shit. She got in the ring, talked her shit, insulted the crowd, and then talked about, you get another chance to respect her, whatever. And then she left. What the fuck was that? And something happened where then Jade Cargill comes out. What? Did something happen? I think that was a complete botch. But it was a botch beyond any normal kind of levels because everyone should know the timing and the entrances for the wrestlers. Because when Charlotte left, and then she's walking down back to the ramp and stuff, Jade comes out. So now I'm thinking, okay, Jade is gonna go in and start some shit with Charlotte Flair. Awesome, cool. No, the show goes black, takes me to a 3-minute ad break, and then when it comes back, Nia Jax comes out and Charlotte Flair is gone. So I don't know who was responsible for that, but that was a terrible botch. Either Charlotte Flair went too long or somebody lied to Jade and told her to get out for her match, because I was absolutely thinking that Jade was going to come out and start some feud with Charlotte Flair, which I wouldn't mind either. It would have been at least something else to Charlotte Flair rather than... This was her first appearance since WrestleMania after she lost. And this was a promo insulting, and the crowd did not care. They didn't care. And then Jade comes out, we go to an ad break, and when we come back, it's Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. That shit was ridiculously stupid. That was a botch and a half. Oh my God. This is the company that sold out WrestleMania in Las Vegas? They're making mistakes like that? Who the fuck is their production manager? Who's their director? You don't do that. Are you kidding me? I hope the Dayton, Ohioans loved spending money for that. Because you could see it. Charlotte's walking away and Jade comes out. I'm thinking, oh, okay, we're going to have something. But no, it went straight into an ad break. She walked straight into an ad break, and then it's Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill next. Now, again, it just shows that Charlotte has nothing. The fans, it's not that the fans like to hate her like a good heel should be. They just hate her because of who she is, and they don't want to see her. That's not what you want to be, especially as a heel. You want to have fans hating you. That's what a heel does. You like to hate them. No one likes Charlotte. Charlotte better fucking get it together. I don't know. There's only so much her dad can pull, but it's getting to a point where it's yeah, listen, it's just not working out. It's just not working out with Charlotte, so I don't know what she's gonna do. Next match up, we have Nia Jax versus Jade Cargill. Again, continuing their feud. I like Nia Jax. I like Jade Cargill. But these matches, again, I don't know what is it with the women matches, but they are either way too choreographed or not choreographed enough because they're sloppy. They're sloppy. You can see them preparing for the moves. You see them calling out spots. And on top of that, the crowd tonight just did not care. They did not care at all this entire show. Every match, since the first one was just dead. It was just dead. I think there was a match that they started chanting, "This is awesome." Was that like the next couple matches? Like it was the one thing that they had. Oh, it was that tag match. We'll get there. We'll get there. But the crowd was fucking dead. And the Jade Cargill, Nia Jax. Okay, we're continuing this feud. Naomi came and interfered with Tiffany Stratton. Tiffany Stratton came to just be on the side, which I think was kind of stupid because, as we've seen time and time again, usually the champion comes out and sits with the commentators and talks and gives commentary during the match. We saw it when Triple H was champion and he would come out with DX and like talk with, as commentators against Rock or Austin or whoever. We saw it with the New Day when they were out there on Raw, I think a week or two ago, and they were talking about the Viking experience and somebody else, and they were like on commentary. Tiffany Stratton should have came out and been on commentary. She was just there sitting on the sidelines. What the fuck for? What was that for? Get on the commentary. What the hell? I mean, any people that I mean, I know I haven't been watching wrestling for the past maybe 10, 12 years, but I still remember well before that. Even before in the 90s and the 80s, you would still have champions or heels come out and talk with the commentators talking about the match when they see their opponents. So Tiffany Stratton was watching Nia Jax and Jade Cargill, two women that are coming for her belt. She should have been on commentary, but she wasn't. It was God. It was just trash. It was just trashing all around. Naomi comes in, fights with Stratton, causes some kind of distraction, and Nia Jax gets the win over Jade Cargill, which Jade Cargill could easily, absolutely beat Nia Jax, but she tries to get put over strong because if it wasn't for the distraction, she might have won. And this just continues Naomi's fight, and feud with Jade Cargill over Nia Jax. And of course, now Nia Jax is just cleared away to go straight to Tiffany Stratton, which Nia Jax should win because, again, this 50-50 booking makes no sense. Tiffany Stratton has absolutely no way to go toe-to-toe with Nia Jax. She can't. She can't. It's the same thing with Zelina Vega against Piper Niven. It just does not make sense that Tiffany Stratton could even hold her own. So, fuck this match. I mean, I like the ladies wrestling, but when it's botchy, when it's called out, when they had that interruption with Charlotte Flair, when Tiffany Stratton was not even commenting on the opponents and giving her insight, this was bad. This was bad. The next up, we have the Street Profits versus Fraxium. These guys, Street Profits literally gave us a really good TLC match like 2 weeks ago. And they came out and nobody gave a shit. I don't know what happened. Maybe now WWE and Paul Levesque, Triple F, will fucking start to realize, hey, that social media that you tell us that it's not real and that people should just be fans and not critics? Yeah, well, maybe now you're starting to realize the fans don't give a shit either. This crowd was dead. You literally had the Street Profits who gave an amazing TLC match, and they come out and they're dead. No pop. I felt bad for every wrestler that came out tonight because you could literally hear their grunts, their talking. The crowd was just dead. They were dead. In the matches, the talking, everything, you could hear them walking down the ramp and talking to each other. The crowd just didn't give a damn. They didn't care one bit, and maybe now they're starting to realize, wait, we got another year of this shit? We got how many more Smackdowns and pay-per-views that we're not gonna cheer for the champions? Or at the very least, a tag team that gave us a good match 2 weeks ago? Fraxium comes out, they're the Young Bloods. They're the new tag team to spice up this division, whatever. They pull off the same moves that they did ever since their debut. I know of them, but I don't know them. They have no character beyond the fact that they're pretty fast and one guy wears a mask. That's really all I can kind of remember of them. That's it. They pull out the same sets, the same moves, the same spots. And that's it. They just have the speed. And they win, which is great. Good that they won. It shows them that they're strong, but they did fight the champions that were injured. Okay, 2 weeks ago, the TLC match was, and they're still injured. Okay, fine. you know. So, I mean, good for them. Good for them, I guess. But then it just diminishes the street profits. It just does. This, I'm sorry, guys, but this show was trash. This entire fucking show was bad. Like, it really surprised me how bad this was. So, Fraxium beats the Street Profits fucking clean. So, okay. So, I guess the Street Profits are just on their way down. Next up, it says here that Tiffany Shrine has words with Nia Jax. I don't fucking recall that. I don't remember that. Maybe that's for the best because I don't remember Tiffany Shrine talking with Nia Jax at the fuck all. So, whatever. I'm just gonna pass on that. Next, we have Aleister Black versus Carmelo Hayes. Oh my god. I could not believe 3 weeks in a row we saw Miz and Carmelo Hayes. The first 2 weeks, Miz comes out and talks for Carmelo Hayes. Finally, after 2 weeks of just looking at Carmelo Hayes and letting Miz do the work for Carmelo Hayes, we finally get Carmelo Hayes versus Aleister Black. I don't need it. I don't like it. I don't care for it. I don't understand Aleister Black's appeal. Because you know why? The crowd didn't give a shit about Aleister Black's appeal either. They didn't care for Carmelo Hayes coming out. They didn't care for Aleister Black coming out. It was nothing. This crowd did not give one shit. I hope Paul Levesque Triple F fucking realizes and wakes the fuck up. Because it's so great to say that social media doesn't matter, that social media is fake, that social media, should just fuck off and not be critics and just be fans. Yeah, well, the crowd didn't give one fuck tonight. How about that? The night before a pay-per-view, and they don't care anything that you're showing about them. You even started the show continuing the feud and setting up the feud for tomorrow between the Fatal 4-Way, and that was a dog shit. And again, 3 out of the 4 guys that are gonna fight were fighting tonight, and Drew McIntyre again was a fart in the wind that didn't matter a goddamn thing. Holy shit. I'm just really surprised. That's what it is. I'm really surprised about this show. Because it's just been going down and down and down. You can watch my other reviews or listen to them here on YouTube, and we're all, streaming platforms available. This is the worst. The absolute worst. And then we have Aleister Black and Carmelo Hayes. Carmelo Hayes won the Andre Memorial, and that's all he's done. Because he lost. He fucking lost to Aleister Black. Aleister Black is just showing that he can take on Carmelo Hayes and The Miz. And not even that, showing that Carmelo Hayes is on the same level as The Miz, which is shit because The Miz lost against Aleister Black. He got punked by him when Aleister Black came back the first week. Then he fought him in a match and he beat The Miz. And now he beat The Miz's boy, Carmelo Hayes. So who the fuck are they? And I'm telling you right now, don't let WWE do what they did with Hogan against Sid Vicious, and where they piped in a crowd noise and stuff. Okay, I watched this shit live. As boring as it was, I watched this shit live. Okay? Nobody was clapping for Carmelo, Miz, or Aleister Black. Nobody was clapping for anybody. Okay? Don't let WWE lie to you and you watch it on playback and all of a sudden you hear these crowd chants and all that. No, they didn't. The crowd was not chanting shit. Don't let them lie to you. Don't let them. Piping in fucking noise to make it seem like they actually gave a damn. They didn't. They didn't. Next up, we have the promo with Jacob Fatu and Jay Solo. This is obviously setting up. I'm expecting that Jay is going to cost Fatu the belt. It's obvious ever since WrestleMania that Jay is going, there's ascension in the ranks. He has been trying to take credit for Fatu winning the belt. And that promo, he's getting with Fatu talking about what are they going to do, what are they going to plan, all that jazz. And, Fatu told him, hey, shut up about that. It's not we, it's me. And I'm going to do, all gas, no brakes. No, I don't mean, shut up. Shut up, man. God, and that's the thing. It's like when everything around something sucks, even the parts that you may have liked just suck even more. Because it's just like, boo. But there's ascension in the ranks. I'm pretty sure Jay is going to cause, or not pretty sure, but it just looks like Jay, trying to take credit, being the heel, he's going to cause Fatu the belt. and Fatu and him are gonna fight, and it's gonna be like, they're gonna fight each other, and Jay's gonna come out and be like, I gave him everything. He's gonna pull a Paul Heyman. He's like, I gave him everything. I helped him out so much. Jacob wouldn't be champion if it wasn't for me. He wouldn't be here if it wasn't for me. And then they're gonna have their own feud. I see that happening just because that's what they've been alluding to all this time. After that, we get another backstage promo. DIY attack Fraxium and the Motor City Machine Guns. Okay. It's just a backstage attack to set up their feud, because now we have 4 tag teams against each other. Street Profits, the champions, Motor City Machine Guns, DIY, and now Fraxium. Those are the tag team division of SmackDown. And now we got to just have them fight with each other every chance they get. Okay, whatever. If the crowd didn't care, why do I? Okay, and I didn't pay for this shit. It's a good damn thing I share a fucking account, because could you imagine paying an actual subscription price to watch this shit? I feel bad for those Dayton, Ohioans. Oh, I hope you enjoyed something out of it. Next up, we have Andrade and Rey Fenix versus Los Garza. This was a setup from this continued fucking feud between the luchadors, because Rey Fenix can do nothing except fight Los Garza. Again, we need to get real luchadors into WWE. They already bought AAA. They made a big deal of it in WrestleMania. So give us some AAA stars. Show us good Lucha Libre. Do you guys not remember WCW when they brought Lucha Libre to WCW? Rey Mysterio, La Parca. Do you not guys remember them? They were at least entertaining. They were fun. They showed us what kind of lucha can be. This shit repeated people again and again, fighting the same people again and again. Like, give us something fucking new. Andrade and Rey Fenix pick up the win. Great. I don't care. Because this is, again, another fight we've had many times. I cannot be happy about watching the same thing again and again. There's a reason you can't have the same thing all the time, because then that thing becomes less special. There's a reason I can't have ice cream every day, because then the ice cream loses its appeal. Okay? I mean, on top of that, I don't like to gain weight like that. But I'm just saying. You can't just fucking keep giving us the same crap and expect us to like it each and every time. So please give us some luchadors from AAA. Next thing we have, I guess at the end of the match, again, another dissension in the ranks segue, where we have Santos and Los Garza fighting with each other. This is, again, not the first time we saw Santos getting mad at Los Garza and telling them, you got to be better. This is about pride. Who do you represent? Remember, this is our stuff. Los Garza have been losing, dude. Why would I care? There's dissension in the ranks. Okay, could this be a way for maybe them to split up and they go on like a singles run? Maybe. And maybe that'll be better than doing this tag match shit, because they've been losing as tag mates. So, and fuck Santos. Like, Santos is just the overbearing guy who just, is there and gets mad when they lose. So fuck it. Again, they don't matter. They don't matter. And finally, the only pop this night, John Cena coming out. They had to tell us in the beginning that John Cena was going to be here tonight. And they knew for a fact that they had to wait to put John Cena in at the end, because they knew the rest of this show was going to be a dog shit. And it was. That's why they had John Cena come at the end, because that way you have to come back to the end. So even if you were watching something else, you still have to come back the last final 10-15 minutes to at least watch Cena do his promo before pay-per-view. And that's literally what happened. The whole show was dog shit. John Cena comes out. Finally, there's a pop. An actual, genuine, loud pop for Cena. He comes out, pulls the same promo that he did back after WrestleMania. I'm going to be Randy Orton. Randy Orton sucks. He failed his drug test back in 2006. He's riding my coattails. He can't beat me. He can't see me. I'm going to destroy him. I'm going to destroy your childhood. You guys suck. I'm better. I'm the last real champion. Blah, blah, blah. He's already said it 3 times. Again, you cannot keep giving me the same stuff and expect me to like it every time. And, of course, Randy comes out to hit an RKO, but I thought honestly when I first saw that hooded figure come out, I thought they were gonna do that because Randy Orton wasn't there, or at least they mentioned that Randy Orton wasn't there, which surprised me because I was like, is Randy Orton really not gonna show up on the night before the pay-per-view before his fight with John Cena and do something? So when I saw him do the hooded guy come out, the masked guy come out, I thought, oh, this is what they're gonna do. They're gonna have a Randy Orton body double. It was someone else, and then the real Randy Orton came out and hit him with an RKO, and then hot dogged around and lifted up the belt, and his theme song hit, and people, were singing along like they always do when the song comes on. That's it. That's your last promo for this absolutely legendary match between two icons of the WWE. This was dog shit. This show was dog shit. Thank God that I did not pay any fucking money for the subscription for this shit, nor did I pay any fucking money to sit and watch this, because that probably would have pissed me off. That probably would have pissed me off that I actually had to sit in that arena with all the sweaty people around me, paying whatever the hell I gotta pay, having to buy the food there because it's a 3-hour goddamn show for a dog shit. Thank God I didn't fucking waste my money. And I hope all of you guys didn't waste your money too. And I hope all those people at the Nutter Arena in Dayton, Ohio enjoyed their shit because... Well, my mom taught me a long time ago, if you got nothing nice to say, don't say anything at all. So I'm going to end it there. Yeah, I'm not looking forward to Backlash. Fuck Backlash. How about that? Did you guys see the card of Backlash? Tell me which one gets you all excited. Is it the Pat McAfee versus Gunther match? Is that the one you guys are looking forward to? Is it the Fatal 4-Way where we saw 3 of them fight tonight before their match at Backlash? Is it that one? We're going to see what the fuck happens at Backlash tomorrow, and then we're going to see the Raw after. And then the Smackdown after, because this Smackdown sucked. Hope you guys have a good Saturday. I'll see you guys on Tuesday for the Raw review. Until then, take care, stay safe, and save your money from this fucking company. All right. Bye-bye.